Hello everybody and welcome to the not the United Stand, he's done it again. Hello everybody and welcome to Mark Goldbridge, That's Football. It's Leeds against Chelsea. Oh Leeds, it's Leeds against Chelsea. And yeah, I mean looking forward to this one today. I think could do with Leeds getting a bit of a result on today. I'm not too sure that they're going to, but Chelsea going very well as well in the league. We'll talk about that in a moment, but yes, I am on time. I can be on time. And I am on time. So we'll go through the team news in a minute. How are we all doing? Saturday. It is Saturday. Saturday. Night's alright. Classic Elton John. So, team news. First of all, we're going to give you that. Jril says, I'm going to predict 6-1. You go for it, Jril. You go for it. So, Meslier in goal for Leeds with Ayling, Lorente, Struck and Alioski as the back four. Phillips. And then Rafinha, Roberts, Dallas, Harrison and Bamford. The Chelsea side is Mendy, Azpilicueta, Christensen, Rudiger, Chilwell, Kante, Jorginho, Pulisic, Mount, Ziyech and Havertz. So looks like they're going to play a back four, not a back five. Kante and Jorginho, no place for Kovacic, he's on the bench as we can see, as is Werner and Alonso, Hudson-Odoi, James, Emerson. So rotation from Chelsea, which they can do. They've got the perfect squad to do it. Kante and Jorginho, Ziyech, Mount, Pulisic and Havertz. Interesting that Pulisic is starting, isn't it? I think with Tuchel, it's easy to start assuming that he's going to be a coach that doesn't favour a player, but then he suddenly will pick them. So it is interesting in that sense. I had heard that Havertz was starting. He is. He's playing as a false nine. I was looking at the midfield and I was like, ooh, that's interesting. That is interesting then. So Havertz does actually start for Chelsea. Will he be a false nine? Will he be a number 9? Interesting. Very interesting in that sense. And I mean, score predictions wise, you can't go low scoring with Leeds. You just can't. It's a known factor. So I'm going to go with Chelsea to win it 3-0. 3-1. What's your score predictions? I'm just putting a tweet out. Sorry, the thing with being early is sometimes you're not quite ready. But I am ready now. Mark, your English breakfast looked delicious. Even Gordon Ramsay could only agree. It was a lovely English breakfast, Sheev. I really did like it. Ash is going 4-2 to Leeds. I mean, the big thing that stands out to me about this today is the league table. I think with Manchester United playing West Ham tomorrow, West Ham are in 5th on 48 points. Man United in 2nd on 54. You've then got Leicester on 53. Chelsea in 4th place on 50. Leeds are all the way down in 11th with 35 points and 3 points behind Arsenal. That's how bad Leeds are doing. Obviously got North London Derby tomorrow. We're going to do a watch along for that on this channel. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. But, I mean, look, we'll talk about Arsenal, Tottenham in a few minutes. But in relation to this game, and if you look at the fixtures for the weekend, I think realistically, Everton against Burnley at 5:30. If Everton win that, they're still hanging around, aren't they? Leicester are playing tomorrow against Sheffield United. You'd expect them to win that game. So 3 points for Leicester and 3 points for Everton. Just close everything up again. I mean, Liverpool at the moment, we're not sort of keeping an eye on Liverpool at the moment because they're 3 points back on Everton, who've got a game in hand. So Leicester win today, Man United play West Ham, Chelsea win today. It could really box up. I mean, I'm predicting Man United are going to draw with West Ham, which had put Man United on 55 points and put West Ham on 49. But if Chelsea were then to win today and Leicester were to win, Leicester would go into 2nd on 56. Man United would be on 55 if they draw, and Chelsea would be on 53. So it'd be very, very tight, but it would start to open up a bit of a gap between 4th and 5th. So big weekend, but that's assuming that Chelsea can win here. I think Leeds tend to, Leeds tend to fail the audition against the bigger sides, is what I've noticed, and I think they will do today. I think Bielsa likes to play his Bielsa ball, which I like. I do like it. I just don't think they just always seem to come up short against the Manchester Uniteds and the bigger sides when they play this way. But they'll play the way they're going to play. I like Pulisic. I expect Pulisic to have a good game. And yeah, I do, and I think that they'll be comfortable in this game. I'm a little bit small here. I want to be a bit bigger. There we go. That's better. That's better. Bit bigger. There we go. Yeah, Football Manager was fantastic last night. I really enjoyed it. You can check it out on my Twitch channel if you want to. I've dropped the link in the video description. Give us a follow. The players are coming out. My score prediction is 3-1 to Chelsea. I just think Chelsea are in the groove at the moment. I think they're going to cruise to top four. And, you know, they've got that... we'll do a watch-along Wednesday, actually. Atletico Madrid, Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, second leg. Chelsea 1-0 up in that game. What Tuchel has done well is he's created a squad that is playing for him, and he can rotate it at a time when I look at Liverpool, I look at Manchester United, and certainly Manchester United, we've got so many injuries at the moment, and we just can't rotate. We can't rotate. And then you look at a team like Chelsea, very similar to Manchester City, so much quality and depth, so much ability to change things up game to game, and that's going to be a huge advantage. I don't care what anybody says. If you've got squads like Chelsea and Manchester City in a season like this, if they're playing for the manager, you're going to be laughing. And I think the problem was they weren't playing for Lampard. He had a big squad, but they weren't playing for him. Now they are playing for Tuchel. He's got the squad. Pulisic starts today. He's not started for a while, and I think they'll be up for it. As for Leeds, look, I got to say on Leeds, I don't know what everybody thinks about Leeds. I'm a little bit surprised by Leeds, but then again, you look at where Wolves are as well. I mean, Wolves have had a dodgy season as well, haven't they? Wolves are in 12th. They're not in Europe. They've had a poor season, Wolves. I think they've struggled through lack of squad. Leeds for a debutant season, 11th. That's probably not bad for Leeds. I think they might have wanted a bit better. I think they might have fancied maybe, 8th or something like that. But I think there's so many teams that have performed that maybe you wouldn't have predicted were going to perform, like the West Hams, and Villa have done very well as well. So I think if Leeds could get top 10th or above, that would be a very good season for them. I don't think they will. There's a bit of a gap there now, isn't there, from Leeds down to Wolves and Palace, between like 11th and 10th. So I think that Leeds will probably end up finishing around 11th, 12th, which is not a terrible season for them. They might have a battle for that. I mean, Southampton have dropped away a hell of a lot, haven't they? I think Southampton have taken something like 5 points since Christmas or something stupid like that. So, but could Leeds get dragged into a relegation battle? Not really. 99 points off Fulham. It's the magic 40 points to stay up is normally what it is, and I think it will stay the same this season, to be fair. But yeah, I don't know. What's your general thoughts about Leeds this season? I think their football's very good. But I really like the way Bielsa plays football. I just think that I think if Bielsa had the squad that Arsenal have got, you'd see a very, very good side. But I think with the squad that he's got at Leeds, he gets massive amounts of ability out of players that half of them are probably championship players. And I know that sounds really horrible against Leeds, but I think half of that Leeds side is championship standard. So there, for me, that's the proof in the pudding of Bielsa. I think he's taken a team that's probably championship standard in many areas and took it to the top. Where do you reckon Pulisic would go if he wants to leave? I think a Dortmund reunion, Man United and PSG would be great fits, says Mr. Malyax. I would take him. I would take him at Manchester United, but I think it's he won't stay in the Premier League if he. But look, that's if he leaves Chelsea. I don't think it's necessarily the case that he will definitely leave Chelsea. Mark, who are your 4 players of the season contenders? Says Cave. Well, obviously Bruno, Harry Kane. You probably could have put Mo Salah in there. Ruben Diaz would be in there. I think Gundogan is knocking on the door, but I would say that Gundogan is a player that's been good the last 3 months. Has he been good the whole season? So I don't know. I'd go Gundogan or Man City. I'm not willing to put 2 of them in there. But we're about to kick off here. My score prediction is 3-1 to Chelsea. Looking forward to this. Get your questions in. Happy to talk about it. Jack Grealish, I think, would be a consideration as well. There's a few knocking on the door. But the pitch looks a bit dodgy, doesn't it? It does. But off to go. They're just about to take the knee, and they have taken the knee. And Bamford will kick it off for Leeds. We'll get a good game. I mean, it could be over by half time. That's sometimes the problem with Leeds. They can be 2-3-0 down in no time. But we'll get a good game on the go. The time is completely in the wrong direction. You can tell I was using this scene for the United game the other day. There we go. And we're off. We're up and running. Mark, if you could go for 4 players this summer, who would you sign? Says Kyle. Well, for Manchester United, I'd buy a centre-back, a CDM, a right winger, and a centre-forward. So I would buy Varane, if he's available. I'd go Varane. I think he's the best centre-back available if he does leave. I'd go Declan Rice, centre defensive midfielder. My right winger would be Sancho, and my centre-forward would be Haaland. So, yeah, I mean, look, they're totally unrealistic, that is, but you did ask the question. Best player that was ruined by injury, says George Quinn. That's a good question. Well, there's a Leeds player down injured here at the moment, Phillips. I think he might be coming off. Be a massive blow for them if he's coming off. He's gone into a tackle, and his ankle. He's trying to run it off at the moment. We'll see how it goes. The game's up and running again. Bielsa's taking a fart. He always looks like he's taking a dump, to be honest. But thanks everyone for tuning in. Saturday lunchtime. We are doing the North London derby tomorrow at 4:30. Chelsea against Atletico Madrid on Wednesday as well. That's the next 3 watch-alongs for you. I don't think there's anything in between. But that's gone out for a throw-in. Mount or Foden, says Mike. I'm not going to read your second name. Phillips is still feeling it a little bit here. It might be one he can run off. Foden for me, yeah. Chilwell takes a knock there. Good to see Chilwell starting for Chelsea fans. JR just tackled him, or otherwise known as Dallas. Not convinced about Chilwell. I've never been convinced about him. I like him as a player, but I'm just not convinced about. I don't think he's the level that they bought. I certainly don't think he's a £50 million left back. Not on your Nelly. Ledley King was a very good shout, Jiven, as a player ruined by injuries. Well, he was a very good centre-back. I mean, bloody hell, Ledley King towards the end of his career. I remember, I think it was it the Euros in 2004? I think he did go. Basically, he wasn't training. He was just playing matches. His knees were so bad, he wasn't training in between games. I think he was doing a little bit of... I think he just did bicycle work to get his fitness. Like, he couldn't train. His knees were that bad, and it was such a shame because he was a good player. I don't know how good he was compared to people like Rio and John Terry. I don't know whether he was that good, but he was a very good centre-back. Van Basten was ruined by injury as well, Sean. Yeah, a lot of people won't be old enough for that, but Van Basten was very, very good. I wouldn't say Ronaldo 9 was ruined by injury. He still had a pretty good career out of it. Paul McGrath did have bad knees, but he managed to get a good career out of it, Paul McGrath. Falcao. I mean, again, Falcao still got quite a good few years before the injury, didn't he? But it did change him a lot, yeah. Jamie Redknapp, he did get injured a lot as well. Moko says he just found out he's going to be a dad. Well, congratulations. If it is congratulations, not everybody's. It's generally a good piece of news, but you're going to be a dad. It tends to be better than someone knocks on your door and says, hello, dad, and you know, that can be a bit of a problem, but going to be a dad should be positive news. Congratulations. Kevin Friend is the ref. Good. The glitch. How am I feeling today? I always have a few beers on a Friday night, but I had lots of water last night, so I'm feeling good. I'm not feeling terrible anyway. I'm hungry. You can tell I've had a few drinks last night, but I'm not feeling hungover. Phil Jones says God, Phil Jones's career has been ruined by injury, but I wouldn't say his career. He was going to be an elite footballer. I think he's just an average footballer who's been injured a lot. But first 5 minutes. Hey Mark, any first date tips? Says Ropalarino. don't go on it at the moment because COVID forbids it. Who is the next big English player in the Premier League to make a massive move overseas in your mind? Says Mr. Majax. I think traditionally we don't really make that many, do we? So, I mean, Sancho went very young. Bellingham's gone very young. I mean, I know Bale went. I don't know. I mean, I always thought Harry Kane might have gone. But I don't know. The English players don't seem to want to go. Pogba's not English, Umo, or British. I think it's a really good question. Do you think that there'll be a big British player going abroad anytime soon? Like Gareth Bale was the big last one to do it, wasn't it? I think the world's changed. I think the Premier League is the best league in the world, and everyone knows that. And going to La Liga would be at the moment a step down, unless it was something like a Jack Grealish going to a Barcelona from Villa. That would be a huge move. But I don't know. I don't know. Harry Kane to Real Madrid, that sort of thing would be good, but I don't think anybody is going to do it. Lovely cross. Oh, it nearly went in. Havertz, it sort of deflected. It was rolling over the line and the keeper just dived down on it, but lovely play from Pulisic on the right-hand side. Gets past his man. Lovely run by Pulisic. Good cross and nearly into the net. But Bamford! Is he offside? They're offside. What's happened here then? What has happened here? Up the other end. Close chance for Chelsea. And then one for Leeds. Bamford's offside. He's angled his run just wrong. Yeah, the pass to the goal would have been a goal, but it was Bamford's run in the first place that was offside. Roberts taps it into the empty net, but Bamford had made the run a little bit early. But a good bit of action there. You're always going to get good action in a Leeds game. Always say that if you're going to watch a game, Leeds is a good game to watch. The way they play the game opens it up a lot. And Chelsea nearly scoring, and Leeds just did score, but it was offside. So exciting first few minutes here. Are you doing a Man United versus West Ham watch-along, says Joshua? Yes. I can't remember the last Man United watch-along I didn't do. Hello, Mark. Hope you have a good weekend, mate, says Pro Rocket. And you too as well. Thanks for the super chats. You can do that through the $sign if you want to. And please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Marty McFly says, I love your videos. Thanks, everyone, tuning in. Got 5,000 on already. Smash a like on video. And good fast pace to this game. I've gone Chelsea 3-1. I think quality will come through. Palmer is the GOAT, says Declan McGrath. I forgot about Palmer. If you know, you know. Palmer is the GOAT. Although I was a bit disappointed with the last game. I'll have to ease him in a bit. Probably a bit of time on the bench now for him, actually. Yang says that Chelsea are going to win 2-1. What have you got for tea tonight? I have ordered in, because I just felt I'd have had a curry for the last 2 nights as a takeaway. So I've ordered in from a quite a nice restaurant / pub for me and the wife tonight, because obviously it's Mother's Day tomorrow. She's not my mum. That would be, if your wife's your mum, that you're in trouble, aren't you? Legally as well. But no, I just thought I'd give her a bit of a treat tonight, a meal. And but no, so we've got a starter of like salmon and cucumber and stuff. I don't know, I've got to construct that. But the main course is a lovely butter mash with steak and ale pie and roasted seasonal vegetables, and then a chocolate torte for pudding, and a lovely bottle of red. Can't wait, looking forward to that. Bit of mustard with it. Actually, horseradish sauce. Be lovely. Because we're coming towards the end of those sort of dinners now. You know, like a nice stew, a nice pie. We're heading into spring. And it's chucking it down with rain now, actually. But it's going to get warmer. Are you going to do Everton versus Burnley? No. And Mourinho is a disgrace, says Ty. Why? Here we go. Lovely bit of play by Chelsea. Oh, my God. Oh my God, you can't believe what's just happened here. The defender for Leeds goes to clear it in his own box. Chelsea try a 1-2. The Leeds player goes to clear it. It hits another Leeds player over the goalkeeper, hits the bar and lands in the goalkeeper's hands. Crazy. It would have, to be fair, Leeds deserve a bit of luck there because that would have been one of the most unlucky own goals we've seen of the season. But it could have gone in. Hits the bar and bounces back into the keeper's arms. But Chelsea are forcing the issue here. Lovely ball into Havertz. Difficult angle for him. Plays it back. Pull it. Here we go. Ooh, Leeds will bring it away. Wide open. Scripting, says BK. It is wide open at the moment, which is what you get in a Leeds game. When you're next doing Newcastle, Massaneta, Monday. FIFA will be back on Monday. Because I've got watch along today for this and watch along on Thursday. Good play by Rafinha into the box. Cross comes in. Cleared away by Chelsea. End to end at the moment. Good stuff. Good stuff. I might do a bit of Twitch later. If I've got an hour, I might do a bit of Twitch later. Just play a little bit more of... I don't know whether I'll do Football Manager. I might do a bit of like Rocket League or something. So if I'm going to do that, it'd probably be sort of 6 o'clock tonight. But I'll see how I get on. I am doing the North London Derby JG. It'll be on this channel, so make sure you subscribe. How's your day? Says Ishi. Good. How's everybody else's day? Is he going to give the foul, Kevin Friend? Who's ready for Swansea to win 2-1 thanks to a dodgy penalty? Arteta's better than Bielsa, says Jake Furby. I tell you what, I would like to see him. Would you take Bamford as a backup striker for United, says GG? Well, I think yes. I think yes, I would. Matthew Firth says, are you sure you can do the Derby and the Manchester United game tomorrow? Let me have a quick look. I'm pretty sure I can. I have looked before. So, Arsenal Spurs kick off at 4:30 and will be done by about 6:20. And Manchester United West Ham is at 7:15. So, yeah, I can definitely do it. Not a problem. That will be fine. Absolutely fine. Yeah, we'll be on here for the North London Derby and the United stand for Man United West Ham. So an evening and night of football, because by the time that's over, it'll be about 9:15, 10 o'clock. Yeah. West Ham, are you going to do Wolves and Liverpool on Monday night? I wasn't planning on doing it. I think it'll be a really shit game, to be honest. We'll see how it goes, but I wasn't planning on doing that. Fulham are playing Leeds next Friday. Yeah, it's FA Cup weekend next week, and then it's the international break, isn't it? The international break. Who do you think will be the dark horse in the Euros? I personally think it will be Sweden. They've got Zlatan, Isaac, and Lindelof and Forsberg, says Ty's Headphones. I don't think Zlatan plays for Sweden anymore. Hi, Mark, says Forever PVM. How are you? What's your thoughts on Martinelli from Arsenal with the lack of games? Also, do you need a mod for Twitch? I've been on Twitch for 7 years, says Forever PVM. Yep, just hit me up on Twitch when you're on there, mate. Cross comes in. Cleared away by Leeds again. So much going on in this game. You can't take your eye off it at the moment. End to end to end to end. Got to be said, Tuchel, how do you say it, Tom Boone, has already given Chelsea an identity in a couple of months. Yet Ollie's been here for 2 years and it's hard to see our identity. Well, I think that's always a fair point, Tom. I think that's always a fair point, Tom. I think you're right. I do think you are right. Absolutely amazing, Sir Paul. It's absolutely amazing. Gally Barlow. It's absolutely amazing. Oh, Robbie. Oh, you make my day. Here we go. Leeds are in again. Bamford lays it off. Into Roberts. Comes back to Bamford. Takes a touch. Should have gone down there. What a save by Mendy. Oh my God, we've hit the bar again at the other end. It's absolutely amazing. It is absolutely amazing. We've had the bar twice. Hit the bar twice. Roberts went with a curler. I think Mendy gets his fingers on it to tip it onto the bar. It's a fantastic save. Watch this back. He didn't save it, says Zach. Well, I haven't seen it back yet, Zach. I thought he might have got fingertips on it, but maybe he didn't. I need some tips on a film for tonight as well. I'm willing to take lots of ideas except for porn. We don't want to watch any porn. We do that on Monday night. But no, I want a good film to watch tonight. I think you're going to struggle to give me new films because there aren't many new films out. But looking for a good film. They still haven't shown it back. Look, I tell you what, I'm loving this game. Cracking game so far. Really, really enjoying it. It's just so fast paced. It's like bread and butter. Leeds and a good game of football. You're always going to get it. Always going to get it. Watch, get out, says William. Here we go. Here's the shot. Did he get a save on it? Show us the camera. I think he gets fingers on this. I think he does. I think he gets the slimmest bit of touch on that because it's dropping in. It's hard to say. I think he might have just got a slim little touch on that. But very, very... Good chance, though. Inception's good. I've seen it, though. Greenland. A lot of people talk about Greenland. Oh, Mason Mount just catching Ayling in the face there. I don't think there's anything deliberate to it. No, I doubt it. I've seen the Joker. Greenland is crap, says Mozzie. I know what it's about. Chelsea moving the ball around really well. Good start, though. Good start to the game. I've enjoyed it so far. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I'm getting a bit chilly, you know. Chelsea on the end of the box. Ziyech, good block. That's it. Here's Rafinha. Keep your eye on Rafinha. Skips past one. Nice little ball. Oh, we should have left that for Bamford. Goes back to the keeper. Gloria, what's Paul Scholes trending for on Twitter? Does anyone know? Must be a slow morning. Yeah, it's probably. I tell you what, it's probably because of bloody Lampard and Gerrard again. It will never end. I mean, you know what? Can I just say? I mean, don't clip it because it will just get taken out of context. But can I just say the Lampard, Gerrard, Scholes thing is such a redundant English argument. Talking about three players who massively underachieved in an England shirt. I mean. Only English people would do that. They were club legends for each of their clubs, Chelsea, Liverpool and Manchester United. That's the main thing. Talking about who was better is totally ridiculous because all three of them didn't achieve for England. Now, there might be mitigating circumstances for that. Definitely, Ericsson was a bottler and tried to fit all three when he should have just picked one with Carrick. but the reality is only English people can keep trending conversations about Gerrard, Lampard and Scholes when all three of them basically underachieve for England. It's just a stupid argument. A-Man says, I just wanted to know you enjoyed your cooking video. Keep up the good work. Thanks, mate. Fried bread to my breakfast this morning. Oh, I'll tell you what, I wish I had that cooked breakfast now. Doing magic on YouTube. I want to be a guest, says Freddie. And The Prestige, Christian Bale, Hugh Jackman, Michael Caine. I've seen it, Gwydion. Very good film. Mark, how's it going? A movie I quite enjoy, which you might not know, is Unstoppable, which is based on a true story about a runaway train, says Sergeant Stupid. Well, let's have a look at this. Let's have a look what Rotten Tomatoes says. Unstoppable. It's got... I've seen it. It's got Denzel Washington in it, hasn't it? Yeah. I have seen it. It's not terrible. Leeds are actually doing quite well in this game at the moment. Asking some questions after 20 minutes. Here's Havertz on the break. Pulisic into the box. Cross comes in. Keeper grabs hold of that. And it would have been offside anyway. Okay, I will... my Twitch name is Paulie7. If you want to have it noted down, which player from the Youth Academy would you promote to first team to help with our injury crisis? This is Forever PVM. So Man United have got a bit of an injury crisis. I'm not convinced any of our players are actually ready at the moment from the youth setup. And another, they're just showing it again here. Good header away by Rudiger. Yeah, I don't think people like Hugel and McNeil and Savage and people like that and Galbraith. I mean, some of them are from the under-18s. I just don't think they're ready to be dropped into a Manchester United shirt at the moment. Prisoners is an amazing film, Gwilden. You're naming good films, Gwydion, but I've seen them. Wind River is stunning. Crime drama, Jeremy Renner. That is a fantastic film, Cole. I'm giving you lot tips. I'm trying to find a film that's good to watch for tonight. And these films that have been mentioned, like Prisoners and Wind River, exactly the sort of film I would love to watch. I tell you what, Wind River is a brilliant film. Really good. If you've never seen it, give it a watch. Fantastic film. Watch I Care a Lot on Netflix, Mark, says Sahel. And any thoughts on the situation at Liverpool? Ideas as to how you'd fix it? Love the content, says Jay. Liverpool, for me, very easy answer. You'll be fine next season, but that doesn't necessarily help you now. The damned United, I tell you what, take all your trophies, put them in the bin because you won it by cheating. I'm Brian Clough, and the damned United is brilliant as well. Yeah, Joshua mentioning Parasite, the breakout film of last year. Good film. Uncut Gems is a good newish film. Or Shutter Island or Gone Girl are some I watched recently. Yep, Shutter Island and Gone Girl are good as well, Harry Gordon. I've not seen Uncut Gems, so I could note that. Hey Mark, would you take Phillips, CDM and Rafina at United? Wait a minute, cross comes in from Chilwell. Flicked header by Pulisic, but Leeds will take it away. Both won't be too expensive, so we can spend more on a centre-back. Shout out United Star, says Sid. I don't think we get two Leeds players. Try the film Big Fish. It was filmed about 20 minutes from my home, says Kenneth Ogland. Deepwater Horizon's not bad. Collateral, Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx. Yeah, good one, Gwydion. You're naming good films that I've seen. Nightcrawler as well. Good film, Jeremy. Good pace to this game, though. 25 minutes gone already. Here's Rafina. They play such good football, Leeds, don't they? I mean, all I ever want to say when I watch Leeds play is you get so many arrogant people who take the piss and undermine Bielsa ball. And what they don't do in their arrogant, smug behaviour is they don't actually look at the players that he's using. They don't look at the fact that they've just been promoted. They don't look at the fact that they've not got millions and millions of pounds. Like, Leicester and Everton actually have quite a bit of money comparable to Leeds. So I think that there is a massive arrogance about Leeds. They are definitely one of the most entertaining sides to watch in the Premier League. And Bielsa does it with players that most Premier League clubs wouldn't use. So I think Leeds do fantastically well. And I would love, as I've said before, I'd love to see what Bielsa would do with Man United. I'd love to see what he'd do with Arsenal. I'd love to see what he'd do with Chelsea. Because you give him those quality players. Of course, sometimes it's easier if you've got players that are willing to do it and work hard like the Leeds players are. Sometimes you're better off going for an average player in a system where you've got to work hard than you are going for a big name player because they might not work as hard. But yeah, I think if you had better players, they would be good. Reese says Thomas the Tank Engine's a good film. And don't let anybody tell you any different, Reese. Not my cup of tea, but there you go. The Town's an unreal film as well, Daniel. I love it. I haven't watched it for a while, but I do love it. Lupin's a series. I can't be asked to watch a series. I'm watching too many series at the moment. Unforgotten. Bloodlands. The Terror. Got too many on the go. Heat is a classic. It's one of my favourite films, AJ. So 27 minutes gone. Still 0-0. Chucking it down with rain. Bit like that in the UK today. But we could have had goals. We've had the woodwork hit a couple of times. And I wouldn't say Chelsea are shading this at the moment. I think it's a very equal game. Leeds are giving as good as they've got. Have a stretch, Mark, says Mrs. B. Thanks, Mrs. B. League of Ireland starts next Friday. Come on the bows, says Matthew Larney. Yeah, you play through the summer there, don't you? You might be able to get a crowd in. Although, isn't Ireland miles behind on getting out of their lockdown because of lack of vaccine? I don't know whether we've got any Irish people. Let us know. Zodiac, Mark, it's a good film. Yeah, it's a long film though, isn't it? Watch Green Street, it's about West Ham, says Ben. Yeah, but I can't stand the bit at the end where he gets pummeled. And hi Mark, what's your opinion on the Stone Roses, Joe? I like them. Kante! Edge of the box, shots. Had the whip on it, but didn't have the height. Had too much height. Opinions on the Arctic Monkeys, says Ian. They're alright. I wouldn't say they're massively my sort of thing, but they're alright. Have you seen Manifest about the plane? Says Jack OAFC. No. Blood Diamond's good. Corner to Chelsea. It must have deflected that shot. Jack says, yeah, the vaccines aren't being rolled out quick enough in Ireland. When are you going to be out of lockdown then? Or are you going to start doing something about it? I'm interested because I want to come to Ireland. He's not going to keep that in. It's gone for a goal kick to Leeds. Knives Out was good. I watched that about a year ago. Very good. Lockdown in Ireland is horrible. Serious lack of vaccines. Future not looking bright. This is keeping us going. Cheers, says Muzzy Lions. I know. I was hoping to come to Dublin this summer, but it's not looking good, is it? It might not be looking that good this year. I know he's Leeds, but would you have Bielsa at United? Says Kirkham. I'd like, as an experiment, I'd like to see Bielsa at Manchester United. I mean, it's not realistic, is it? What's your opinion on this Sarah story and all men are getting criticised for one bad person, says Oliver Smith. Well, I don't really get involved in these sort of topical things because they are divisive and ultimately it's a football channel. But basically, there's been a murder in London and there is a movement about, the way... Basically, the woman was walking home at 9:30. That was the last time she was seen. And some people wrongly have said, well, what was she doing walking home on her own at that time of night? Well, I agree that is a bit sexist to say a woman shouldn't be walking at home. It's almost like there's some blame attached to her because she's walking home at 9:30 at night on her own. Now, as a father, and a husband, I would be concerned about my child or wife walking home on their own. But that concern is because I know of the evil that resides on this planet, and women should be able to walk around freely, as free people like anybody else. Where the movement becomes offensive to men is where men start saying, well, you know, it's not men, it's evil. And that's where I sit on this. The people, anybody can be not safe walking around because there are evil people out there, and unfortunately this is a man targeting a woman. So and it's just a very, very sad thing. But you know, unfortunately, it's just very, very sad. And I think everybody's on the same page, really. I just think, you know, it's just very, very sad. Green Book, Secret in Their Eyes, Hacksaw Ridge. I've seen 2 of those, Gwydion. Green Book's very, very good. Got a foul here. Bielsa does look like he's having a poo every time they look at him. Full Metal Jacket, what's there to say? Says. Bamford's down injured here at the moment. Whiplash. Is that the one with Russell Crowe in it? No. Oh, is Bamford coming off? That'll be a big blow if he is coming off. Let's have a look. He's hobbling a bit. Extraction is a good film. Chris Hemsworth is a black market mercenary, says Tyra. Yeah, a lot of people... I've looked at Extraction. I think it looks a bit shit, to be honest. Oh, he's back on, Bamford. He's fine. She broke lockdown rules by going to her friend's house 50 minutes away, says Oliver Smith. Oliver, be very careful. That is absolutely irrelevant. In my opinion, the fact that she might have broken lockdown rules does not mean that she's at fault for being murdered by a psychotic evil bastard. I know people who have been breaking lockdown the whole bloody time. You know, that's just a personal choice to do that. You know, the government of this country have not come down seriously on people breaking things like that, have they? Terminal or Kingsman, says Sino. Good shot by Chilwell there. Edge of the box. Didn't really cause the keeper any problems. But remember that goal that Chilwell scored against Watford at the end of last season? That was a banger, wasn't it? That was for Leicester, though. It wasn't for Chelsea, of course. I've gone on a retro buzz lately. Watched 2 films from every year. 1980 each weekend. 1989 tonight. I'm doing Die Hard and Mississippi Burning. Oh, mate, you're in for a cracking night, Muzzy. Die Hard and Mississippi Burning. That's a good idea, isn't it? I quite like that. I've never heard of anybody doing that before. Do a film from each year or a couple of films from each year. Because you can easily just Google what was the best film of that year, can't you? Drive's a cracking film, Morphin. Ten minutes to go to half time. It's been a good game. I just wonder when Chelsea are going to start to take control of this. It's a nice ball. I mean, it's interesting that they're playing Havertz up front today. I don't know what people think about that. I've got, yeah, okay. Mark, let's change religious studies to respect studies where we learn to respect each other and understand other gender and races views, says CB. I think a lot of religious studies is about that now, isn't it? In the Name of the Father, the God, or the Count of Monte Cristo, says Tommy Flynn. Truman Show's good. And Bamford's off for Rodrigo. Well, it's a good chance for Rodrigo, to be fair. I think, isn't he Leeds record signing as well? Luke Elson says train spotting. I read that as something else then. I took the eye out of the trains. I was like, oh, what's that all about? Body of Lies with DiCaprio and Crow. Trust me, the end credit song alone is worth it. I have seen it, Sahel. Is that the one? Yeah, I have seen it, because you think he's going to die, don't you? And then, yeah. There's a new Coming to America film, isn't there? Yeah. Can you do a movie watch along, says Kirkham? What's your favourite Keane song, Mark, says Ola? Silence by the Night, I think. I have seen Blood Diamond, Skippy, yeah, it's a good film. Scooby-Doo. Oh, there you go. You can have a Scooby-Doo. There's Leeds coming forward. Ailing. Surely that's a foul. Oh, ref, that's a bloody foul. Kevin Friend, useless. Good break by Chelsea, though. Hi, Mark. Do you think Man United can compete next year? What a ball that is, out wide to Ziyech. He's in the box. Got tackled, goes for a corner. Ben Taylor says, hi, Mark. Do you think Man United can compete next year? Liverpool or City could be back to normal and be on 70 points by this. I don't think Man United can compete next year. In a normal season, no. Not unless they make changes in the summer. You should try the trial of Chicago, says Sandy. And if you could only sign 2 of Varane, Rice and Haaland, but the other goes to City, which would you sign? I'd sign Varane and Rice. Yeah, Gwydion, yeah. I know Haaland's fantastic, but yeah. You've got to go with what makes you better. I think people would say Haaland just because they want to stop City getting him. Keeper's got it. You and I were gonna rise again, divided from the light. I wanna way the way we used to live. Baby, I'm not scared of the hurt when you feel. Do 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 do. Here we go, Mason Mount. What a shot! And he spilt it, but he'll get up and get it. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. We'll play either or at half time. I like a bit of either or, but at the moment it's a bit Eeyore. No one's able to find the back of the net. Oh, 1 minute. Got a doorbell ringing. I'm thinking about the doorbell. Who's going to ring it? Cheers, thank you. Bye. 5 minutes to go to half time. What's everyone having for tea tonight then? I've got pie, mash and veg, and I've got chicken tomorrow because I'm cooking. Cooking bridge. Oh, that's a good thing. Just want a little bit of help actually, just whilst this game's going on. We can talk and watch as well. I think Chelsea have... I think Leeds have played well. I think Chelsea have played well. I wouldn't be unhappy if I was Chelsea. I think they've caught Leeds on a good day, which is a bit unlucky. Because sometimes you play against Leeds and, you know, like when we played them, the games, you know, it's 2 or 3-0. Leeds will play consistently, whatever the score. But I think for Chelsea's part, they've played quite well, Chelsea. But they've caught Leeds on a good day. And it's interesting. A good tackle there by Kante. I think Kevin Friend's a Chelsea fan. Definitely likes to let things go anyway. Do you like Indian food? Yes, I love it, Vishal. I was going to say that as well. So on Cooking with Goldbridge this week, it's back. I'm going to do it for about the next 6 weeks anyway. I was always doing a full English breakfast or a cooked breakfast as episode 1. If you've got any ideas for you know, I don't want it to be obscure stuff. I've done lasagna, I've done fish and chips, I've done curry. So a good any ideas? I've done the best ever sandwich, which is the best ever sandwich. Would you ever do a live Cooking with Goldbridge show? If so, can you cook Asian cuisine? It says Forever PVN. I could do a live show. I'd have to do it off one camera though. I could do a live show, yes. Free kick here for Chelsea. Good position. Steak. That's not a bad idea. Chinese. I need to write some of these down. Steak. Chinese. Oh, I don't want to watch any horrors, Zach. I'm not really into that sort of thing. I've done a pie. I've already done a pie. I've done a burger as well. I've done quite a few on Cooking with Goldbridge. I don't rate this Leeds keeper. He's dodgy on crosses. He's managed to get it away here, but Chelsea picked it up again. Chilwell, lots of room to put the cross in. He has quite. Then he goes and makes a good catch. I am not making a cream pie, you dirty man or woman. Which goes together with that statement as well. Chicken wings, says Brandon. Spaghetti. Yeah, I've done a lasagna though. I mean, fajitas is good. I love fajitas. That's a good shout. I probably will do those at some point. I've done pizza. I've done a lot. I've done more Cooking with Goldbridge than I realised because I have done pizza. Why don't you make a dessert, says Connor. Hey, help. Good idea. Oliver Smith says, I want to apologise. That was wrong of me, what I said about Sarah. Oliver, no, there's nothing wrong with it, Oliver. I think it's... well, obviously, I disagree with the statement you said, but I have seen it around on social media, so you're only saying what some other people have said. I mean... I hate tiramisu, United fan. Cross comes in, bad cross. Kante heads it away. I do like a good omelette. Apple crumble. I don't really eat much desserts now, to be honest. Cheesecake. Oh, yeah. Okay. Cheesecake. Yeah, I love it. Love a good cheesecake. Nearly at half time here. Looks like Chelsea might sell Ziyech as he is not a fan favourite. Would you like him in United, says Vengat. I don't think it's realistic to be able to bring in players from Chelsea or Liverpool or Manchester City or Spurs or Arsenal for the top 6 anymore. Here they are in the box, straight at the keeper from Havertz. What do you think about the talk of a curfew for men? Personally, I think it's a form of segregation. Says anything but it won't happen. It won't happen, and it shouldn't happen, because at the end of the day, you can't curfew men because of evil people. I keep saying this. The reality is the bloke who committed the murder is a psycho. He's an evil bastard. That's not because he's a man. I'm sorry, that's just sexist. It's not because he's a man. So you can't do that on gender. But they did do that back in the 70s for the Yorkshire Ripper. They told women to stay inside, which, again, in the modern day, you just couldn't do that. Cook on Tuesday, because it's sexist. Cook on Tuesday for Taco Tuesday, Mark, or try a cheese steak. Ooh, says Sahil. I love that. I love that. Philly steak, isn't it? Anyway, half time. We can play either or now. And look, I think if you Leeds at half time, you're happy with that. I thought Chelsea would their quality will shine through, and I think it probably will do in the second half at some point. But so far, I think Leeds will be very happy. They've put a shift in. As I said, I've seen Leeds play against the traditional top 6 a few times this season, and they tend to get found out quality-wise. But I think Leeds have given a good account of themselves here. And Chelsea, yeah, there's a few changes there, isn't there? But I think Chelsea have done what Chelsea do as well under Tuchel as well. Tuchel, they've defended well. What do you think? I've run that. Okay. Banana cake or carrot cake, says the gaming dude. I like both. Probably more of a carrot cake, to be honest. Good tempo on the ball from both teams. Hope Ollie takes note. Make some sushi, maybe, says Edwin Ingebrigtsen. I don't like sushi, Edwin. Well, to be honest with you, that's ignorant of me. I've never really eaten it, to be honest. So, but I've enjoyed the game. I mean, I think people will be going, it's 0-0, it's boring. I can't be doing with those people. I think you can. I've watched some cracking games that have been 0-0 in the past. Of course you want to see goals. That's what football's all about. But I think that's been a good game. It's been a good watch. Second half prediction. I don't think it'll be... Well, you know what? It still could be 3-1 to Chelsea. I think in a Leeds game, you never know what's going to happen. But I still think Chelsea will find the win here today. Is going for Goldbridge dead? Says you in black. No. And how about a smoothie? Says Sean. No, going for Goldbridge is not dead. It's just about time, really. At the moment, there's so much going on with other things, so I just do one video a week on my channel, which is cooking at the moment. But cooking I tend to do it in like season. You know, I'll probably do 6 cooking, and then I'll go to going for Goldbridge again or something like that. That's how it works. So yeah, 0-0 at half time. We can play a bit of a either or if you want to. That would be good. Let's get rid of this idiot here, and. England win the World Cup or United wins the Champions League, says Boris Johnson. I don't know why people ask me about this. I've been very consistent about this, and I've answered it so many times. Definitely Man United winning over England. If you'd asked me maybe 20, 30 years ago, I would have said England, but I'm not really interested in international football. I'll enjoy the Euros and I'll enjoy the World Cup when it's on, but I don't really think... I've got no interest in the international break apart from the fact that it gives some of our players a rest. Chips or mash, says Matthew Larney. Well, for me, it would always be chips. But what if I said good chips or good roast potatoes? Ooh, that's a tough one. Of which I would still say chips. Yes, I would. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. You're all very welcome. And I think that the way this is going... I think we're set for a good second half. I do. I'm not. I've got to say, mashed potato. I don't mind it. I've got it tonight. I like it with a nice pie if it's a good butter mash. But I wouldn't put it over ahead of roast potatoes or chips. Can we play a game of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire while we're on the Blake? Says Billy Holmes. Only if everybody wants me to do it, I would do it. I've got the book right here. I could easily pull it out. Easter or Halloween? Halloween for me. I've never been a big fan of Easter. You know what I think of Easter? Sunny. I don't like it. I prefer I do that. Turkey or gammon? I'm a big fan. Quite like turkey. How about dirty chips then, Mark? Banging, says Simon Dixon. Preston or Blackburn? Don't sit on the fence, Blackburn. Jupiter or Uranus, says Mark Goldbridge. Well, I haven't written that, and I'm going to say Jupiter. They're both planets. He's just trying to be rude. Hazard or Salah? Salah for me, Abdi. And cheesy chips or frosty nips, says Milo. Hey, Mark, I love the stream. What's your favourite sandwich filler? Check out Mark Goldbridge, Marco Warren. Best sandwich ever. That's my favourite sandwich. That's why I called it the best sandwich ever. One Direction or Backstreet Boys? Backstreet Boys, and Barca or Madrid? I don't know. I never know on that. I'm not a massive fan of either. Have you... Michael, I'm not going to read that. Triple H or Shawn Michaels? Shawn Michaels. KFC or McDonald's? Probably KFC these days, Pete. And... Tonali or Camavinga, says In-Betweener. Probably Camavinga. Oasis or Blur? Easy, it's Oasis. And okay, I'm not gonna do Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but I will read you a question out for. Here's a question for. Here's a good question. For 200, you'd win £250,000 with this. The question is. Which Commonwealth city was named after the ancient name for Edinburgh? Which Commonwealth city was named after the ancient name for Edinburgh? Was it A, Canberra? Was it B, Toronto? Was it C, Dunedin? Or was it D, Pretoria? Now I would guess that it is C, Dunedin, because it just sounds ancient. And I just won 250 grand. Just Dunedin just sounds. It's got Edinburgh. It's got Dunedin, hasn't it? So I would say C, yes, and it is C. I'll give you a quick other one as well. See if we can find something that's relevant. From which type of wood did Noah build the ark? That's if you believe the ark was ever built. Controversial. Sometimes there's a football one. Enough of that. They're all bloody silly questions. Come on, Blues, we need the goals, says Chelsea Blue Flag. Well, look, in relation to the league table, I agree with you. They do need to win this Chelsea today. Leicester are a point ahead of them. Man United are 4 points ahead of them. Man United playing West Ham tomorrow. Leicester playing Sheffield United. You'd expect Leicester to win. Chelsea don't want to get pulled behind. They've got themselves into a good position in fourth place, Chelsea. But with a draw today would allow teams behind to close the gap on them. So especially teams like Spurs. North London Derby. Did want to just have a quick chat about the North London Derby, by the way. We'll be doing a watch along for that tomorrow. Half four kickoff. Probably live from 4 o'clock. So make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. But is this not, and maybe not last season as well, to be fair, has the North London Derby become something that's not actually what it was? I mean, it's always going to be a massive game for Arsenal and Spurs fans because it is North London. And obviously a lack of fans in the ground makes it a little, lose a little bit, but that's football in general at the moment. But still very special for Spurs and Arsenal fans. Might not be the only North London derby we see this season. Could be a bigger North London derby coming up in the Europa League. But, God, Jake Humphries needs a bigger coat. He looks like he's wearing a toddler coat. But the reality is, North London derby, Manchester United, Tottenham against Arsenal. Arsenal in 10th, Tottenham in 7th. Tottenham 9 points off United in second place. Currently only 5 points off fourth place as things stand, but Arsenal 12 points off fourth place. What is this North London derby about when both teams are surely focusing on the Europa League? What is the North London derby about? If you win this game as Arsenal, you're still 4 points off Spurs. If Spurs win it, their slim chances of getting in a top 4 race open. But, you know, Kamal says Tottenham are going to get battered. I don't know. I don't know. Tottenham have got a game in hand as well, says Yassine. I think it's a big game. I'm interested to watch it because of the rivalry, but actually in the context of the league table, I mean, Arsenal probably need to win it more to try and get some respectability and try and get to 8th. But Spurs do have an outside chance of top 4. So I think it's got something on it, but it's probably got more on it. More on it is about the rivalry, I think, than actual where both clubs want to be. But C says, as a football man, you should know a derby doesn't need high stakes. Well, exactly. That's what I said. I've just said that, haven't I? Basically, I think this is a massive game because of the rivalry. It doesn't have stakes in relation to Arsenal are not going to get top 4 this season. They're just not going to do it. There's too many teams ahead. I said this a few weeks ago. I think we had Zane in the chat saying we're going to get top 4. You're not going to get top 4 because there's 9 clubs above you. So you'd need to win all your games and 6 or 7 other teams to have a bad run. You're not going to do it. But I think if Arsenal did beat Spurs tomorrow, it's about momentum and building for next season and hopefully confidence for this season. They're obviously going to go through to the next round in the Europa League as well, Arsenal. So I think that their focus is the Europa League. And I think if they didn't have the Europa League Arsenal, then they would their season would be in ruins, really. But who's your favourite UFC fighter, says Ashton Wilton. I mean, it's a bit of a cliche, but the one I always watch is McGregor. I do like him. I know that's a bit divisive, but I do. Have you ever been to Leeds, Mark? Says Dylan Howard. I have been to Leeds a few times. I went to a wedding in Leeds. I went to a stag do in Leeds. I worked in Leeds for about 2 weeks as well. So I have been to Leeds, yes. Rafinha needs to be signed ASAP, says MUFC. I mean, he's done all right. Done all right. Who do I think is going to win the Europa League? If you'd asked me at the start of the week, I probably would have thrown Manchester United into the conversation. I think United are going to do very well to get through now. That late goal from Milan just changes the context of that tie completely. Yeah. So I am... I think it will be an English club. I've got a funny feeling if they can avoid each other, we could see an NLD Europa League final. Thoughts on Diaz, says Amav. Fantastic signing. For me, as I said at the start of the video, Diaz, Bruno, Harry Kane and Salah, and probably Grealish, to be fair, would be my 5 candidates for Player of the Year. And actually, Bruno should win it. I did want to just check that, actually. Player of the Year, how does it work? Player of the Year, how does it work in England? See if I can get some clarity on this. Is it for the year? PFA is the annual award given to the player who is adjudged to have been the best player of the year in English football. The award has been presented, the first winner of the award, every spring. Each member of the association votes for 2 players. A short list of nominees is published in April, and the winner of the award, along with winners, is announced at London a few days. The award is regarded by the players themselves as extremely prestigious. I just don't know. I always thought they voted in December. So is it for the season or is it for the year? That's what I always get. Is Player of the Year for the season or the year? I don't know. I can't even find an answer on Google. It's let me down. If it's for the year, it's got to be for Bruno. If it's for the season, it's a bit more touch and go because he has dropped off a little bit. Football Champ says it's for the year. Jackass says it's for the season. A lot more people are saying it's for the season than it is for the year. I have been to York. It's lovely, Freddie. I haven't been for a few years, but we had a good few days there before Christmas. Before Christmas a few years ago, it was nice. Just when it was all set up for Christmas, right near the cathedral. But the Guy Fawkes Inn, actually, very good. Most people are saying the season now, which is probably right, to be fair. And Farden says, I'd love Tottenham to win the Europa League. Well, you know, I think the turnaround with Jose Mourinho over the last few weeks has been really interesting. I think a few weeks ago, I thought he looked done. I think he was playing this crappy football with Diaz, the same old part of the bus rubbish, get a goal and try and defend it. And actually, in the last few weeks, he's started to use Bale. They've gone more on the front foot. He's stopped playing Eric Dyer. And it suddenly works. Surely Luke Shaw has to be in the conversation, says Matthew Larney. Yeah, but he won't get voted, will he? Archie says Spurs haven't turned it around. They've played 3 crap teams. But whether they've played crap teams or they haven't played crap teams, the point I'm making is that they've started to play in a different way. Leon Edwards from Birmingham is fighting tonight in the UFC, Mark. Any chance of a watch along, says James Kenny? No. And who gets relegated? Tom Sherratt. Sheffield United and West Brom will go down. I think the third place has become very interesting because Scott Parker has done a wonder at Fulham. Fantastic what he's done at Fulham. How do you rate Gerrard as a manager, says Sarav? He's done a great job. I mean, the next step is to come and do it in England. The question for Gerrard is, will he just stay at Rangers until the Liverpool job comes, or will he go for something else before he goes for the Liverpool job? It's a difficult thing for Gerrard because he can probably stay at Rangers and, you know, keep winning titles there. If he comes to England, what job is he going to take? Having done what he's done at Rangers, he'd be too good to go and do a Championship job. So he'd have to take a Premier League job. But if he took a Premier League job, what Premier League job could he take that doesn't hinder his future as a Liverpool manager? And I don't just mean hinder in relation to, managing the wrong sort of club, but also managing a club and failing. Maybe Newcastle would be a good job, Thomas Nordbo, for Gerrard, actually. Maybe that would be. Yeah, you might be right about that. Anyway, players are coming out for second half. I still fancy Chelsea to get the win here. They're just about to kick off. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and we're up and running there. Get the timer on screen. A lot of people talking about Rafinha. They want to see that link up at Manchester United. We come back to the live comments. Do 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 do. Oh, here is Rafinha down the left-hand side. Still going. Got pushed off the ball a little bit there, weak. Good start to the half, though. End to end is what we want to see. Vengat says, is there a good place for touristing in the UK other than England? Other than London? I mean, London's just massive for tourists, and there's so many things to do in London. There's nowhere like London in the UK, really, that's got as much going on as London, because London's just got so many museums, so many tourist areas, so many historical locations. But there are good places. I mean, Manchester's good. York is good. Chester's good. They're just not on the scale. There's a lot. Oh, here we go. What are Leeds doing here? Great save by the keeper. That's like my FIFA defending there, where you're controlling the wrong player and they all move away. Like the two Leeds centre backs just opened up. Havertz has got to score. Watch the Leeds centre backs here. They both just run away. Don't know what's going on here, but is it Phillips just runs completely away? It goes for a corner anyway. He's got to score that. Why don't you go across the goal, says Lewis. I think Havertz has got to score there, yeah. Ever let one loose on the dance floor, says Alderon. Not that I can recall. And it's a good cross, but it's missed. Oxford is nice, Callum, actually. Oxford is like... There's lots of places like Oxford, York, Chester, Cambridge... You know, places with a bit of history, but London's massive, isn't it? Sign 3 players for United and let 3 go, says Connor. Varane, Rice and Sancho, and Phil Jones, Matic and Mata. I'd be happy with that. I mean, I'd sell a lot more and I'd buy a lot more, but if I had to do 3 and 3, I'd do that. Canterbury is good, says Boris Johnson. Havertz is the new Werner, says Jahal. Well, I mean, Havertz should have scored there. Edinburgh I've never been to, Ehab. Here we go. Nice little ball into Roberts here for Leeds. Has he got a runner? He's going to go himself. Terrible shot. Greedy shot from the edge of the box. Favourite non-Premier League side, says Justin Quinn. I don't really follow anybody. Probably Notts County at the moment because that's my Football Manager side. I don't really... I have started following Notts County a bit because obviously I know all the players from Football Manager. It's weird. And I keep an eye on Solihull Moors as well because that's my local team. But I don't even know who's top of the Championship. That's how ignorant... I normally would, but I've said this before. I don't know if everyone else is like me. But because of COVID and because football's so relentless, I don't keep an eye on leagues that I normally would. Like, I haven't watched La Liga at all this year. The only Spanish football I've seen is when they're playing in Europe or the Champions League. I've watched a little bit of Serie A. I'd normally watch a lot more of that. So I've not kept any. I don't think I've watched the Championship game this season. I don't genuinely think I've watched the Championship. But that's because the Premier League football's on nearly every day. Like, to invest in anything else, I just haven't had the time. You hate La Liga because they KO'd Man United last 3 seasons, says Loss. No, I hate La Liga because it's shit, to be honest. You're about to get KO'd by the Premier League again on Wednesday night. Sociedad, United battered them. And Atletico Madrid, the best team in La Liga, are about to get knocked out by the team that's in 4th, which is Chelsea. So hold the L, La Liga. That's 3 L's. La Liga and the L I'm handing out to you because your league is shit. Yeah, Atletico Madrid, top of La Liga by 6 points. Only lost 2 all season. Chelsea played them off the park and they're going to do it again on Wednesday and knock them out. Real Sociedad in 5th. Battered by Manchester United. But a lively first 5 minutes again. Again, end to end. I think it's been a really good game to watch. Both teams have played their part. I don't think Chelsea have played badly. I think Leeds have played well as well. I feel the first goal... I think if Leeds score a goal, Chelsea have still got a chance. But I think if Chelsea score the first goal, that should get the points for Chelsea. Yeah, William Kalou says Barcelona got eliminated too. Look, Man United played better against PSG, and they had Neymar in both games, than Barcelona played against PSG, and they didn't have Neymar in either game. So again, it's just another example of how bad La Liga is. Lone Survivor's a good film, Stod, yeah. I have got my film for tonight from the live comments, so thanks everyone who was telling me about all the films to watch. I have got a film I hadn't actually heard of to watch tonight. I'm not going to tell you what it is because you'll just spoil it, but L Liga. Yeah, let's call it L Liga now because they hold the L. Do you think it would be good to see Scottish football merge down south like with Welsh teams playing in Scotland, or do you think otherwise, says Danny Extra Bite? I mean, Danny, that's something that's 30 years of my life people have been talking about this. Celtic and Rangers playing in the top league. And it will never happen. But it has been going on for a long, long time. I think Celtic and Rangers would be a good couple of clubs to have in the Premier League because of the support and the stadia, etc. But it would be horrible for the Scottish League if that was to happen. Oh, they should have scored again there. Havertz should have scored 2 goals. Lovely cross by Ziyech to the back post. Havertz has got to score. But they're on fire at the moment, Chelsea. Mason Mount gets it back again. Kante. Across the face of the goal, cleared. Ooh. They're turning the screw a bit here, Chelsea. Mark, Inter beat Borussia both times. Lazio smacked Dortmund and Atalanta beat Valencia like 5-1. So Serie A better than Juve beat Barca 3-0, says Vortex. I mean, I don't know. I mean, look, the best league in the world is the Premier League. The best teams in the world are probably Bayern and PSG at the moment. We'll see whether Man City can break that because Bayern and PSG were Champions League finalists last year. And we'll see what happens this year. But the French league is not better than the French league isn't better than La Liga, but PSG are better than any La Liga side. The German league is not better than the Premier League, but Bayern Munich are better than any Premier League side. So the difference with Germany and France is they've got 2 of the best teams in the world, but the drop off from those 2 teams is not representative of their leagues, if you know what I mean. Mark, so I mean, I don't know. The Premier League is the best league. What the second and third best league is, it's hard to gauge. But Leeds on the attack here. Roberts is held onto the ball for too long. Cross comes in. Goal! Oh, what a save by Mendy. That's bloody world class. World class save by Mendy, that. From Rafinha. He probably should score. But it's a strong hand. Brilliant. He's already gone down and he just reaches up. It's just, that's what you want from a goalkeeper. It's all your core. It's a strong core. He's already gone down and he gets his body up and his arm and it's all the strength in there and there. It's like Iron Man. Just stops it. Great save by Mendy. Tell you, it's been a cracking game for a 0-0. Hey Mark, Alvin Blocks, not seen you for a while. Hope you're doing well. Cross comes in again. Still 0-0 in this game. Who's going to get the first goal? Cross comes in, back post. Ooh, goes for a goal kick. Thoughts on Haaland and family saying they hate United and would never join because of the Keane horrific challenge. Time to move on, says Edward Walters. Well, where's your quote on that, Edward? I mean, I'm not saying you're lying, but I've never seen anything of the case. Anyway, as I said this morning on the United Stand, I'm speaking to somebody this afternoon about 4 o'clock, as long as they don't bloody cancel. About Manchester United transfers. So 8 o'clock tonight, I will be feeding that information out. And I'm going to ask him about Haaland. Hey Mark, if Ollie finishes in second without a title, would you take Nagelsmann? And if so, Gerrard be a good replacement for him at Leipzig, says Mr. Skills. You're not... Since when does Manchester United sack a manager who finishes second in the league? They're more likely to give him a 5-year contract than sack him. They'll be over the moon with second. So... that won't happen. I don't think Solskjaer will get sacked under any circumstances. I think even if we came 5th and didn't win a trophy, he wouldn't get sacked. I think many United fans would sack him, but I don't think the board are going to do it. Gaz says, "Please get Ollie out." I think you're creating your own blood pressure. It won't happen. Not gonna happen. If there was a problem, I'll solve it. Check out the hook and the DJ resolves it. What are you doing? Oh. Oliver Hunter, I've just read it. Is Chelsea on the attack again? You do sense there's a goal coming. I'd love it to go to Leeds first because I'd actually like Chelsea to drop points. I don't mind Chelsea. My dad supports Chelsea. I haven't got a problem with Chelsea this season or last season under Lampard. I've actually thawed to Chelsea more than I ever did. I never really liked Chelsea, but I don't mind Chelsea anymore. But obviously in the race for top 4, it would be good if Chelsea dropped some points. Who would you sell from United? Says Hodge, burn it down. Have you got a pen and paper? It's quite a list. You'll need 2 pages. Just have a look at Chelsea's next few fixtures. Let's have a look. So, obviously got Leeds today. Atletico Madrid, we're doing a watch-along for that on Wednesday. Sheffield United in the FA Cup next week. You'd fancy them to win that. Then they've got West Brom, Crystal Palace and Brighton. You'd expect them to maybe take 9 points after the international break. West Ham away, Fulham, Man City, Arsenal, Leicester and Villa. So they've got a good run of game, Chelsea. So it would be good if they drop points today. I think if they don't drop points today, I think Chelsea got a good shout of getting second. Where do I think the pineapple seller is now? Says Liamo. God knows. He was a hothead. Who was the greatest African striker in their time? Didier Drogba or Eto'o? Says Forever PVM. Well, George Weah. Old school, I would say Weah. But out of those two, I saw more of Drogba, so I'm going to lean towards Drogba. But I mean, Eto'o was fantastic, wasn't he? And he did it at a very, very good club as well. Like Shannon Sharp says, it should be Eto'o easy. But I was, again, we sort of talking to me about Chelsea here. Drogba was sort of a bit like Lampard and Terry. I couldn't stand them because they were a threat, because they were good and they were a rival. And I never liked Drogba, really. But since he's retired, not personally, just as a player, because he was such a threat. But as a number 9, he had so much strength, aerial ability, quick, strong, finesse, agility. He's a very good number 9 at Drogba. Somewhat underrated, really. Doesn't get a lot of mention. Good cross that, goes for a corner to Leeds. Yeah, I think Drogba's sort of been forgotten. Which I don't know. I don't know why. People talk about Henry, and obviously Henry was fantastic, and Alan Shearer was fantastic. But Drogba, Bielsa's just looks like the man who's got off the toilet and he's constipated there. He's doing this thing, he's got up and going, it won't come out, 3 hours, 3 hours I've been sat pushing. He's not on the toilet. He's just frustrated they didn't score from a lovely cross, but they've got another chance to put a cross in here. And Chelsea will clear it. I think Leeds have knocked on the door a bit. They can't get in. Maybe he's got piles. Oh, I've had them. I'll admit it. I've had them. Painful. Arthur Giles. Farmer Giles. Arthur Giles. Farmer Giles. And Ehab says, George Weah is the only player from the African continent to win the Ballon d'Or. He's a good player. Well, Chelsea, I think, are going to have to make some subs here. Opinions on Rudiger, Mark, says James Kenny. Well, I think I've always said I like Rudiger from Chelsea. And I've had Chelsea fans say to me, he's useless, you can have him. I've actually watched Chelsea quite a lot over the last few weeks, as you'll know, because we've done quite a few watch-alongs on this channel with Chelsea. And I'm always impressed with him. I quite like him. He's good in the air. He's quick. He's not too bad on the ball. I don't mind him. I think he's all right. Dylan Jeffrey says, just finished watching Cooking with Goldbridge and now I fancy a fry-up. Loved cooking shows. Can't wait to see more. Who've it in there? It's on the shelf in there. Joke says it's a boring match. Well, you might be able to get a goal. Oh, Chilwell shoots wide. I don't think it's been a boring game. I've seen games where it's 2-2 and it's been worse than this. I think it's been really open. Just the finishing of both sides has been a bit off. Havertz needs to come off, says Aziz. I was just going to say that. sort of hinting at that. I'm surprised that he hasn't done that. I suppose you're at that point now. Half an hour in. Half an hour to go. 60 minutes gone. Both teams should be looking for subs. Of course, Bamford went off in the first half, injured for Rapinoe. What's your worst and best food from your fry-up, says Fizzy. Well, this might be really controversial. I cooked an English breakfast for Cooking with Goldbridge this week, if you've not seen it. And I'm going to admit this. I only put bacon on there to please people. I don't eat it. I'm not a bit... Harrison's gone off and Costa's come on for Leeds here, but I like bacon in a bacon sandwich, and I like cut up bacon in a pasta bake, but I don't really like bacon on a cooked breakfast because I've got sausage. I don't need bacon and sausage. I like sausage. I don't really like bacon. What's your thoughts on Everton, says Willingham Sherrington. Oh, they're such a yo-yo club. They're such a yo-yo club. Like, I watched them against Chelsea midweek or at the start of the week. Crap, really poor, and then they'll go and win today probably. They're just. I think Everton need another three good signings to give them some squad depth, because when Alan was out, they dropped off. When Rodriguez isn't ready, they lose a bit of creativity. When Calvert-Lewin's injured, they lose something as well. So I just think that they're a bit of a yo-yo club in relation to their performance. I mean, their position in the league is very good, and I'm sure Evertonians are very happy with it. But I find them their performance is a bit yo-yo. If you don't know what yo-yo means, it means up and down. That's what a yo-yo is, isn't it? Watched them play against us not long ago, and they were brilliant against United. They got that late equaliser, but Chelsea, they were just so poor against Chelsea. Here's Costa, good play. Rapinoe again. Oh, it was being discussed on TalkSport the other day, says Edward Walters. Most probably not credible though. Would it not be worth going for Calvert-Lewin? Well, it won't be credible if it's on TalkSport talking about it. Andrei Shevchenko or Didier Drogba for Chelsea, says Online Otis. Drogba. And Calvert-Lewin would cost us too much money. I'm trying not to laugh. Some people have twigged, but I'll carry on doing it. Would I take Rapinoe at Man United? If he was available for about 40 million, I would. If he's going to cost 50, 60 million, no. I'd take him for 40 million, because then you could use that money that you've saved on Sancho for somebody a little bit more expensive in the other areas. Man United under 18s 6-0 up against Sunderland. Oh, I think Sunderland are bottom of that league, aren't they? How much do you think Ruffino would go for? Do more driving videos. I probably will do. How much did Leeds buy Ruffino for? Werner and James are coming on. 23 minutes to go. I'll tell you what, I've enjoyed this game, and it's not always. I think football is such a tapestry, isn't it? Football, and sometimes last 20 minutes of a game, the goals have been scored, and it's just about one team chasing it to try and get back into it. Sometimes it's 3-0, and you're just going through the motions. And this is one of those games where it's 0-0. There's 23 minutes to go, and the game is still there to be played in 20 minutes. So Ayling's just down injured at the moment, but Werner and James are coming on. No, I do like Ruffino. I do like him. I think he's a good player. They bought him for 18 million, says Beatrix. And sorry, I'm just trying. I don't know why I'm smiling. How much do you think he would go for? He cost them 17 million. When did they get? Let's have a look. Ruffino. Raphino. There we go. First choice. Transfer market. So I know he's from Sporting Lisbon, wasn't he? 'Cause he played there with Bruno. They get on. So he is 24 years of age. He'll be 25 in December, so he's a good age. And he went to Leeds from. He went from Sporting Lisbon to Stade Rennes for 7 million in 2019, and then a year later, he was only in France for a year, and he signed for Leeds in October of last year. So he's not even been at Leeds a year yet. So I think it'd be very hard to see him doing 2 years quickly, but probably 40 million would probably be about right, isn't it? Oh, Leeds have got to be careful here. They love to pass out front back. I think they've been very... Oh, God. Lovely turn by Roberts there. He's just left Jorginho. And here's Ruffino down the left-hand side. And it goes out for a throw from Christensen. Sorry, Ruffino. 20 to go. No FIFA today. No, I'm back on Monday with FIFA. We are doing North London Derby tomorrow, though. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, to do that. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing for numbers on subscribers, actually. Let's have a look. There's Werner. I think this is the sort of game... Yellow card. This is the sort of game... For if Werner was to get a goal here, this is the sort of game that if he was to win it for you, Chelsea fans, he could get a lot of credit in the bank. Have you had any grim away day experiences, Mark? On your heyday, I bet you wouldn't have turned down a scrap, says Mahar. No, I'm not a fighter. I'm not a fighter. But the worst away days I ever had was when I was younger, when I was like a kid and I used to get taken to games in like the late 80s and stuff. It was proper intimidating. My third super chat in the last 10 minutes. Hope you don't ignore this one. Have you seen Palestri starting for Alaves, says Darren. Well, in keeping with the fact that La Liga is shit and I don't watch it, no, I haven't. So I've got, I'd be contradicting myself if I said I had seen him play because I don't watch La Liga this season. I haven't watched it at all. So... we are on the road to 350k on this channel, so we are currently a couple of hundred away from 339. So please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Everybody here is welcome. It doesn't matter what team you support because it's not a club specific channel, it's a general channel, and you're all welcome. Some really good chat again, and I've enjoyed it. I will be doing the North London Derby tomorrow because it kicks off at 4:30 and Man United don't kick off till 7:15. So there'll be about an hour between the two, which is absolutely fine for the United stand. Oh, Seb's crying about something. He's a big fan of Chelsea, I think. Nah, he's not. He's a United fan. Oh, Aiden says La Liga doesn't want you to watch their league anyway. Oh, burned! You burnt me! You burnt me, Aiden. What a comeback. La Liga doesn't want you to watch it anyway. I guarantee La Liga would love me to watch it. Would watch it. They'd love me to pay and subscribe to watch it, but I won't. I've got nothing against La Liga anyway. I haven't got anything against it. I don't watch it because there's just so much football this season. I don't watch a lot of football that I used to watch because it's so compacted, isn't it? There's always football. Premier League has been relentlessly, most teams are playing 3 times a week for the last 6 months. You don't normally get that. So you might have a night where you think, oh, I'm going to watch a Serie A game tonight, or I'm going to watch a La Liga game. And what I'm saying is I haven't watched La Liga this season because I've hardly watched Serie A, and I'd rather watch that than La Liga anyway. So it's hard. I don't even watch the highlights programs, which I always used to do. I'd always watch La Liga highlights from the week, and I just haven't watched it at all. So I do like La Liga. I just haven't watched it much this season. But what I will say about it, honestly, in my opinion, it's shit this year. The standard compared to other leagues is really bad, and we've seen that. Atletico Madrid are the best team in La Liga, and Chelsea played them off the park, and they'll do it again on Wednesday. Everyone's going to be tuning in on Wednesday now, hoping that Atletico Madrid knock out Chelsea. But they won't, because I think the Premier League's better. Zed Jamie says he's enjoying the Bundesliga this season. I haven't watched any of that either. West Ham versus United prediction, says Joseph Parker. I think it'll be a draw. My top 4 prediction, I think if Chelsea can find a win here in the last 20 minutes, looking at their next 3 fixtures in the league, I think Chelsea might go on and get second place, which is what I predicted at the start of the season. I predicted Chelsea second at the start of the season. But obviously Man City first. I think it'll be United and Chelsea second and third, one way or the other. 4th place is interesting. I just don't trust Leicester not to bottle it. And I know they had a really good win against Brighton last week, but I just think they will bottle it, Leicester. I still think, for some reason, I still think that Liverpool have got a chance, but it's a big gap for Liverpool. United have got some difficult fixtures coming up in April. We've got Brighton at home, which we need to win at the start of April. We've got Spurs away, which will be difficult. Then we've got Burnley at home, which we should win. And then we've got Leeds away, which will be difficult. Liverpool at home, Villa away, Leicester at home. Then we finish off with Fulham and Wolves. So there's games for Manchester United in the league where they can definitely drop points. But 4th place, God, I think definitely Man City, Man United, and Chelsea will get top 4, which is a big statement to say that about my own team, United, because we are capable. But 4th place. I mean, Liverpool are 10 points behind Leicester. That is a lot of points to make up with, basically 10 games to go. Leicester's running, considering they haven't got any Europa League football. They've got Man City, West Ham, West Brom, Palace, Southampton, Newcastle, Man United, Chelsea and Spurs. Their last 3 games for Leicester, they might not take any points. So I think we're getting to that point with the league table now where you can almost predict how many points you're going to need to get top 4. I think if Leicester want top 4, they're going to need to get 70 points. Maybe 65, maybe 67 points will get you top 4. In which case they need 14 points. So they need 5 wins really. 5 wins from their last 10. I think Leicester will get top 4. Mark, what are your thoughts on Pedri from Barcelona? I don't know because I don't watch La Liga, Mr. Skills. I've seen little bits of him. He looks quite good. I had him on my FIFA career mode actually, but corner to Leeds, comes out, comes back in, headed away. Nice ball here. Here's Rafino, cuts it back. Robertson, oh! Another corner. James flicks it over the bar. Lovely cut back. Tell you what, a couple of deflections either way and it could have gone in. header just goes wide, and I think he wants another corner. He's got another corner here, Ayling. Didn't get it. It was Reece James on the shoulder. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Another corner here. Talking about bottom right-hand corner. It's bottom left-hand corner here for the corner to Leeds. In it whips in from Ruffino. Straight at the keeper. They should have scored again. Rodrigo. How have Leeds not scored today? Here's an interesting quote from Solskjaer. We want to be on the front foot against West Ham, dictating the play, and I think you could see an evolution in the manner of our win compared to previous victories at the Etihad. Last week we took charge of what was happening against a very good team. I think Ollie might have banged his head. We played well last week, but we didn't take control of the game. I don't know what he's talking about sometimes, you know. Oh, no, I back him. I want him to do well. Could you sing Champagne Supernova, Mark, says Carl? No. Got a bit of a sore throat today, Carl. How many special people change? How many lives are living strange? Where were you while we were getting high? Someday you will find me caught beneath a landslide in a champagne supernova in the sky. There you go. Slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball. Where were you while we were getting... I'm not doing it anymore. Chelsea on the attack. I've got a feeling that Chelsea are going to nick this. Because Leeds have had chances to score, haven't they? They have had chances to score, Leeds. Oh, here we go. I told you. Oh, he was so close to being through one-on-one. So close to being through one-on-one. Sam says, I love you, man. Thanks, pal. And how you doing, says Kieran. Chelsea fan here. Love watching all your channels, even United stand. Keep up the great work. Cheers, Kieran. I think Chelsea will get top four. Look at your next 3 games. I think you'll be fine. How's the game going? I think it's been a good game. I think Leeds probably, to me, have probably just about edged it, you know. I'll tell you what. That is looking pristine, isn't it? Don't know what it looks like on your phone. My YouTube just looks so... Our footage looks just so much better on my phone than it does on the desktop. So good. Can you sing Wonderwall, Mark? I'm not an Oasis tribute act. I'm trying to forge a career in sports journalism. I'm not really. I'm just watching games on YouTube. Thanks, Kieran Anderson. Not every London team can smash Leeds, says Sakib. I still think Chelsea are going to nick this at the end. That Leeds probably do deserve a point, considering they're a mid-table team. They deserve a point here. You know, it's a top 4 team against the mid-table team, and I think Leeds deserve something out of this game, but you don't always get what you deserve. That's going to be the keepers. Are Chelsea overrated, says Ali? Well, they're unbeaten under Tuchel, aren't they? No, I think Chelsea are much improved. I think Chelsea fans will be very happy. I don't think they'll be... Obviously, you want to win games because they want to chase down, and you know, I think that it opens up the doors to Everton and Spurs and West Ham if Chelsea don't win. But longer term, I think Chelsea know that they've improved massively. I don't think they were going to get top 4 under Lampard. And I think Tuchel's done a good job. Big Oasis fan, neighbours have probably filed a noise complaint after I belted champagne supernova with you then, says Joe. Kante's played quite well today, you know. Would I rather have Ramos or Van Dijk at United for a season? Says that's crazy. Van Dijk, yeah. Just because of age, really, as well. And I think he would suit us better. Mustafa says, if Chelsea scores, please do the Leeds fan impression. I will if I remember. It's hard to remember sometimes when you get lost in a moment. But 84 minutes gone. And it's not gone for a corner. It's with the keeper. Killian, I agree with you. Man United do need a CDM more than a centre-back. Thoughts on The Matrix, Ali? I quite liked the first one, but the others were a bit shit, weren't they? Offside. Do I think Spurs will make top 4, Tanish? I think Spurs are in the same position maybe Arsenal were a few weeks ago when they thought they were going to get top 4. Spurs at the moment are 6 points off top 4. But they will have 2 games in hand on Chelsea. So they've got to go. I mean, look, Spurs should have got top 4. If the fact that we're talking about Spurs in a top 4 race again, it amazes me. And it probably indicates what a weird, crappy season it's been. Because I've seen Spurs drop so many points this season. Even at Christmas time, I was saying I can think of 10 points that Spurs have dropped that they shouldn't have done from winning positions. Well, how many points have they dropped since Christmas? So the fact that, I mean, maybe Spurs should be a title contender. The points they've dropped this season, it's been ridiculous. But they've got Arsenal on Sunday, then they've got Villa next Sunday, then they've got Newcastle, Manchester United, Everton, Sheffield United, Leeds, Wolves, Villa, Leicester. I just don't see... I think Spurs would need to win 8 of their last 9 games to get top 4. I'm not saying it can't be done, and I'm sure they'll be trying to do it, but I just don't think Spurs are going to win enough games to not only close the gap, because I saw this with United under Ollie when he took over at the very, very start. We were so far off top 4. We went on an amazing run, got ourselves into a top 4 race, but then you've got to still keep doing it. So I don't think Spurs will get top 4, no. I think that they've done well to get back into a top 4 race, but they're going to have to keep winning and winning and winning and winning, and I don't think it'll happen. Wolves versus Liverpool prediction. I'm actually thinking about doing a watch-along for Wolves for Liverpool on Monday night, because I actually think it's a massive game. I think if Liverpool don't beat Wolves, then that is top 4 gone. And some would say it's top 4 gone anyway for Liverpool, but they are capable of going and winning a lot of games. Hudson-Odoi, good bit of running there, but the shot straight at the keeper. I wouldn't take Kante, Mark Patterson, no. I think he's on the decline. People think that on the decline means that they're done. Like, I think Kante's played well today, but can he do that? Can he go above that level? I don't think he can anymore. Can he do it every week? I don't think he can anymore. It has been half-time, Enzo. I've really enjoyed this game. I think it's been a good game to watch, and the chat's been brilliant. So shout out to everybody. But nice ball over the top. It's a shame he took that down bad, Roberts. He could have been in. I think Martial hasn't been the same since his miss against PSG, says Vermod, and lost his confidence. He probably blames himself. I don't think he does. I think he played well last week. I wonder if Bielsa will do wonders with a hefty transfer budget when they manage to stay up, says Stray. Will Leeds have money to spend in the summer? What's Leeds Football Club like in relation to ownership and funds? Do they have money? I don't really keep an eye on Leeds, to be honest. Greg says, how's Rafino been today? Probably been one of Leeds. I think Leeds have played well, though. I think he's probably been one of their better players. But I think in general, Leeds have played well. Phillips has played well. I mean, defensively, they've been pretty good. I'm not doing Man City, Fulham watch-along. I'm not doing any other watch-alongs today. They're all shit games now. Everton, Burnley and Man City, Fulham. Oh, my God. I mean, I'd love Fulham to get something out of it. And as good as Fulham are at the moment, they won't get anything out of Man City. I'd love them to do it, but no, they won't. Have they got any money? I don't know. How do you rate West Ham's top 4 chances, says Joseph Parker? I think it's a massive game for West Ham tomorrow. Now that if Chelsea drop points here and West Ham beat Man United, it's wide open. This is a good point for Manchester United if Chelsea drop points, because it just means that with our injury crisis, if we did manage to beat West Ham tomorrow, we could be in a really good position in the league. And just to reiterate that, Man United have got 54 points. If Chelsea draw here, then they'd have 51 points. So United could go 6 points clear of Chelsea with a win, and they would go 9 points clear of West Ham with a win, which is a good gap to have from 4th and 5th. Yeah, West Ham would have a game in hand though, yeah. But if West Ham were to win, oh my God, it all boxes up. We're into the 89th minute here. Mark Aidan Sheen says, Mark, Barcelona 2008 to 2011 side embarrassed your United side twice in the Champions League. Even your best manager said that side was the greatest team he's ever played. And Aidan, this is the Mark Goldbridge That's Football channel. This is not the History Channel or UK Gold, so I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, you're talking about something that happened 13 years ago. I don't know what you're talking about. And I don't really care what Sir Alex Ferguson said about your Barcelona being one of the best sides ever. Couldn't give two shits. It's the history, mate. Barcelona are shit now. They're one of the shittest teams in Europe. They got embarrassed by PSG, and La Liga's crap. Deal with it. All these La Liga fans, and also what makes me laugh, I've said this before, all these Barcelona fans, you've probably never been to Spain. The closest you've been to Spain is your mum cooking paella. You know, it's Brad from Stoke in his Barcelona kit with Messi on the back. And they get so upset about reality that Barcelona are not very good at the moment and La Liga's not very good. It kills them, because what they did is they went to school and thought they were going to be something clever. And I'm a Barcelona fan, but you're from Stoke. No, I support Barcelona. I've always supported them. You ever been to Spain? No, you don't have to. You don't have to. Like, deal with it. I've had to deal with Man United being shit for 7 years. It happens. Barcelona are just a bit shit at the moment. And Messi is probably... Well, I don't know whether Messi will leave. Do we think Messi's going to leave now? Oh, Werner with a shot. I'd heard that Messi's going to stay. You know what, though? On a serious, I think Barcelona and Real Madrid will be back at the top of Europe before Manchester United are, because the one thing about the clubs, the way they run them clubs, is that the fans have a huge part in the voting of who's the president, etc. So they literally can get promoted in the election by saying we're going to bring in a player. So yeah, I think that they will be back. It's just the financials for Real Madrid and Barcelona, really. If they will be back. It's just how they sort their financials, because they won't mess about. But at the moment, they're shit. Can Chelsea find a winner? I did say they'd get a late winner. Let's see if they can. Well, my score prediction's gone to Toffee, hasn't it? I did say 3-1 to Chelsea. I didn't predict 0-0. You don't get many 0-0s with Leeds. Here's Hudson-Odoi. Tries to play a good ball, and that's gone out of play. Ooh. Reece James has just gone into the cameraman here, I think. Yeah, straight into the camera. Well, we're nearly at the full time for this. I might be doing a bit of Twitch later, so if you want to see me on Twitch later, you've got to give me a follow because you won't get a notification. The link's in the video description if you're in for that sort of thing. Might do a bit of Rocket League or something like that. Maybe might do a bit of Ultimate Team actually. But it's a good point for Manchester United. It's a good point for teams like Spurs and Chelsea, not Chelsea, West Ham. But Leeds will feel they might have got something out of that. But they didn't. They didn't. It's full time and it's 0-0. Probably be about 6 o'clock, Stephen, for Twitch, something like that. See how it goes. My Ultimate Team's not that great, Leo. I need to work on it, which is something you could probably help me with. Anyway, my Football Manager's on Twitch. If people want to watch that, that's still up on there from last night. It was a good episode. But look, thanks everyone for watching. I enjoyed the stream. I probably enjoyed the chat more than the game, but the game wasn't terrible. And it's a good result for Manchester United, that is. And of course, tomorrow we'll be back on this channel, North London Derby, 4 o'clock, live on this channel. So make sure you subscribe, smash a like on the video, and I will be on the United stand at 8 o'clock tonight as usual anyway. And there's the video from this morning. And I'll speak to you all later. Thanks for watching.